Siege is back. No, like, for real this time. It's back. And it isn't because of SI, or the fact that the game is in a near perfect state, or the fact that Ashe finally got her ACOG back. I mean, it is, but only in part. The real reason for this resurgence is a little bit louder. All right, so Siege. If you haven't heard or seen, Siege is on a bit of a revenge arc right now. For the first time in years, Rainbow Six's player count on Steam broke the 100K mark. What's more, it broke the 200K mark, which is literally the all-time high. Now, the question is, why? Or rather, why now? Well, there are a few reasons. For starters, the 6 Invitational came to a close at the end of February and was beyond description in terms of hype. 2 twin brothers faced off in the grand final, and the result was basically the greatest series of Siege ever played.
Your 6 Invitational 2024 champions, W7!
And then there's the new season, Deadly Omen, which I gotta say, bangs. From the shield rework, to the Azami rework, to the new operator, who's sort of bad but really cool, to the fact that Ashe finally got her ACOG back, Siege is in a really good place. There are certain things that I'd wish they'd consider experimenting with, like the headshot multiplier, but on the whole, Siege has taken a turn for the positive. And I want to highlight that, because I do think it's made a difference in terms of player numbers. But perhaps the biggest contributor to all of this new and renewed interest in Siege has to be Jynxzi. For those who don't know, Jynxzi is a Siege streamer who got insanely big, like the biggest name on Twitch big, a little over a year ago, capturing his antics on TikTok.
W's in the chat, show me the animation, baby. Big champion type shit, bruh. What?
Now, if you want the full story on the lad, we made a video about him right about a year ago that you are free to check out. We asked a bunch of creators and competitors to detail how much he was doing for Siege, and the consensus back then was that he could really put our game back on the map. Fast forward a year, and it looks like he kind of did. Obviously, I'm not attributing all of Siege's recent success to the boy Junko, since I do think that there are other factors at play. But it cannot be a coincidence that both Jynxzi and the game he plays have had astronomical glow-ups, especially because of the way Jynxzi has stayed true to Siege while developing his brand. Now, obviously, Jynxzi is a massive personality with massive popularity, which means he can get away with doing things like cooking streams. But he's also organized 1v1s against endemic Siege figures like Bolo, Shaiko, or Spoit. What he's done essentially is use his own massive popularity to help bolster that of Rainbow Six at large. There are so many 16-year-old Xbox kids out there who'd never heard of Bolo, the Invitational, or even Pro League until Jynxzi pointed them in that direction. More importantly, he's used Siege as a way to connect with other equally famous content creators. And ultimately, that is how Siege is reaching audiences like never before. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are tons of OGs out there who are coming back to the game for the first time since like 2019. But a lot of what we're seeing on Steam has to be 15-year-olds who've never played Siege before and only know about it because of Jynxzi. Once upon a time, Jynxzi was streaming to single-digit viewers on Twitch. Now, Ubisoft is inserting him into the official reveal panel so he can demo new operators.
Ace, baby, ace!
Oh yeah, this op's insane. This op's insane.
Now, what this spells for the future of Rainbow Six is actually sort of hard to say, since it's all been so sudden and explosive. But it definitely bodes well. The game is in a good enough place that it should be able to excite, challenge, and retain this rapidly growing player base, which hasn't always been the case. We are also seeing this new and renewed interest manifest at the competitive level, with SI 2024 breaking the game's all-time viewership record and orgs steadily returning to Rainbow Six. And look, I'm not gonna stand here and say that Jynxzi is like single-handedly saving Siege, okay? Cheaters are still a thing, as is the god-awful game engine, and Ashe's arbitrarily stupid recoil. There's still a ton of shit to fix. What I am saying is that it finally seems like people are getting excited about Siege again. People are willing to put up with problems so long as they care deeply about the core thing. Case in point, CS2. But if they don't care about the thing itself, the problem sort of becomes secondary. Siege has had a rough go of it for like quite some time now, and it's really nice to see things start to trend upwards. Let's just hope they keep trending upwards. It's so funny hearing people say now, like, do you think Jynxzi's gonna become the face of Siege? Because like a year and a half ago, this kid was literally just like this lo-fi, like flip cam phone TikToker who was just like screaming into his cell phone, and this idea that he's now the face of Siege is just like the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Like.